Elon Musk's relentless pursuit of truth has ensnared another politician in a web of controversy, as he exposes the shadowy dealings of Governor Ron DeSantis. This all comes after Musk's ill-fated attempt to bolster DeSantis's presidential ambitions in May. The question on everyone's mind: what allegations are being leveled against DeSantis, and could this spell the end of his political career? Join us as we delve into the DeSantis exposé. Elon Musk is no stranger to making waves in the political arena. His sharp critiques and Twitter prowess have sent shockwaves through the corridors of power ever since he seized control of the platform in October 2022. From President Biden to Vice President Kamala Harris, no one has been spared from Musk's electrifying commentary. This time, however, the target is Florida's 46th governor, Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis kicked off his audacious 2024 presidential campaign in a rather unconventional manner. A live Twitter event with none other than Elon Musk, one of the most prominent figures in the business world. However, what was intended to be a seamless campaign launch turned into a high-stakes drama marked by technical glitches, repeated issues, and frustrating crashes. The event's start was delayed by nearly 30 minutes, marred by moments of silence and crackling audio. At one point, the Twitter Spaces event was abruptly halted, only to be restarted with Musk and others grappling with the technical snafus. Behind the scenes, Musk hinted at server strain and scaling problems, exacerbated by his colossal following of 140 million users. The second attempt at the event ran more smoothly, lasting over an hour. During this event, moderated by tech entrepreneur and Republican donor David Sacks, DeSantis officially declared his candidacy for the presidency. DeSantis didn't pull any punches during his announcement. He expressed deep concerns about the current state of the nation, sharply criticizing Democratic policies related to issues like border security, public safety, and the cost of living for middle-class families. DeSantis vowed to restore sanity to politics, combat identity-based politics, and cultivate an economy that uplifts working Americans. In addition to his criticism of President Biden, DeSantis lamented what he saw as a culture of defeatism within the Republican Party, emphasizing the importance of delivering tangible results over mere entertainment or branding. While Governor DeSantis and Elon Musk share a stage, their political philosophies diverge. Musk, who has declared himself a free speech absolutist, appears to prioritize opposing labor unions and promoting a profit-centric ethos, potentially at the expense of the working class. Under Musk's leadership, Twitter has unmistakably aligned itself with right-leaning politics, exemplified by Musk's apparent endorsement of Turkey's crackdown on dissent leading up to their elections. DeSantis, on the other hand, does not neatly fit into libertarian ideals, unless one defines libertarianism as encompassing policies such as book bans, strict pro-life measures, threats to separate transgender youth from supportive parents seeking gender-affirming care, restrictions on discussions of gender identity and sexual orientation among educators, avoidance of acknowledging America's history of racism, and even targeting cultural icons like Mickey Mouse for opposing his policy agenda. Musk's drive to align himself with the political right can be attributed to his desire for control, a characteristic that has been a hallmark of his approach to business since the outset. This inclination is apparent in his refusal to accept a seat on Twitter's board, opting instead for a hostile takeover, and his aversion to labor unions. However, Musk's ambition now extends far beyond amassing wealth and achieving media dominance. He is intent on wielding influence in the right-wing sphere of American politics. This aspiration echoes a familiar pattern among billionaires, most notably the former president. While Musk insists he isn't officially endorsing any Republican candidate, his laser focus is undeniably fixed on the most prominent Republican figure of all, Donald Trump. At present, Musk seems intent on sending a clear message to Trump, namely, that he possesses the power to complicate Trump's life should the former president attempt to obstruct Musk in any way. Now, let's pivot to Governor DeSantis. A catastrophic storm surge wreaked havoc along Florida's coast, resulting in flooding of up to 7 feet and extensive damage to homes and downtown areas. Hurricane Idalia, the first major hurricane to strike this part of Florida's Big Bend, was responsible for the devastation. Many residents had evacuated their homes, seeking shelter 30 miles inland with family. Upon their return, they faced daunting challenges, including power outages, a lack of sewer and water services, and substantial damage to local businesses. It's imperative to keep in mind that this hurricane struck at the start of the hurricane season. While there were no reported fatalities, the property damage was substantial, not only in Florida but also in other states like Georgia and South Carolina, where the hurricane was downgraded to a storm. The costs of repairs and the challenges of returning to normalcy after such extreme weather events have become prohibitively expensive. Consequently, insurance companies have stopped offering coverage to individuals seeking new policies. For instance, State Farm recently joined the list of insurers discontinuing coverage for homeowners in Florida, and similar trends are emerging in other states like California in response to wildfires. These events underscore the pressing issue of extreme weather events exacerbated by climate change. The increasing frequency of hurricanes, wildfires, and other natural disasters emphasizes the urgency of addressing the climate emergency. Former President Trump, however, had little to say about the hurricane's aftermath in Florida. In a lengthy statement shared on his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump took jabs at Governor Ron DeSantis, characterizing him as an average governor who benefited from excellent public relations. Trump even coined a derogatory nickname for DeSantis, Ron DeSanctimonious. Trump also reminded everyone of his crucial endorsement during the 2018 Florida gubernatorial primary, claiming it was pivotal to DeSantis' victory. He criticized DeSantis' response when asked about a potential 2024 presidential run, suggesting that DeSantis' reply lacked loyalty and class. In Trump's eyes, DeSantis made a questionable move by approving a 20% increase in Florida's electricity rates, which Trump labeled as the largest in history. Trump alleged that this decision followed a $9.5 million campaign contribution from Florida Power and Light, FPL, and its subsidiaries. Furthermore, Trump hinted at concerns surrounding DeSantis' handling of the insurance industry and expressed unease over DeSantis' declining campaign and poll numbers, which he believed signaled trouble for Florida's future. Trump did raise a valid point about DeSantis' close ties with FPL. In 2022, Florida lawmakers passed a bill that led to the removal of J.R. Kelly, who had played a pivotal role in preventing utility companies from overcharging Florida residents. FPL had actively lobbied for Kelly's removal for over a decade, and DeSantis signed the bill, ultimately leading to increased utility rates. Notably, FPL had already contributed around $3 million to DeSantis' campaign before his re-election campaign. As Trump set forth on his new social media platform, Hustle, where he actively created content, he released approximately 50 videos. In some of these videos, he continued his critique of Ron DeSantis, even as the hurricane had just made landfall. Trump touted favorable poll numbers and suggested that DeSantis should withdraw from the race due to his declining popularity. This move drew criticism from some Republicans, including those at the conservative publication Town Hall, who noted that DeSantis was focused on hurricane preparations while Trump seemed more concerned with attacking him without addressing the hurricane's impact. Despite Trump's approach, he did shed light on concerns about DeSantis' alleged corruption, particularly his connections to Florida Power and Light, a utility company. DeSantis had signed a bill that led to the removal of J.R. Kelly, who had worked to prevent utility companies from overcharging Florida residents. Following Kelly's departure, FPL negotiated a nearly $5 billion rate increase, the largest in Florida's history. DeSantis had received substantial campaign contributions from FPL, further fueling questions about his ties to the company. In times of disaster, the people's welfare should be paramount for politicians, transcending political calculations. Cooperation among politicians, regardless of their party, should be encouraged during crises. It's worth noting that Elon Musk is ineligible to run for the US presidency due to the constitutional requirement that a presidential candidate must be a natural-born US citizen. Musk, being born in Pretoria, South Africa, does not meet this criterion. Nevertheless, Musk's influence and power, both in the United States and globally, remain substantial.